evening. Tonight we welcome family, friends, staff, and students to the 141st graduation ceremony for the class of 2022. My name is Liza Flights, treasurer of the class of 2022 and student government. At this time, could you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. On behalf of the senior class, I would like to thank you for being here tonight to celebrate all the great accomplishments of the HHS class of 2022. I am sure most of you are expecting me to talk about the effects of the COVID pandemic on the last 3 years of our high school careers. I will not be doing that, but I will say this. We are stronger, we are braver, we are better equipped to handle all different types of obstacles thrown at us after dealing with the craziness of the past 3 years. Most of all, we are more technologically advanced and can teach even the smartest of teachers basic computer skills. I am truly honored to be a part of something so special. We are so thankful to have had an almost normal senior year. This year was full of lasts. Our last homecoming events, our last basketball games in rowdy zoos, our last choir competitions, our last ceremonies, our last band concerts, our last sporting events, and our last prom. But with all of these lasts comes some great new beginnings. It is hard to believe that this tight-knit class is all going their separate ways within the following months. I have had many adults tell me they've never seen a senior class with a bond like ours. Sure, there are different groups of kids in our senior class, the artsy students, the musically inclined students, the super smart students, the athletes, but we all respect and care for each other like family. We had a great senior year full of so many accomplishments, starting off with the boys varsity soccer sectional title win, the great success of all the other sports teams, the choir program receiving all gold at the competition in Washington, D.C., many athletes breaking decades-old records, and the band receiving gold with distinction at NYSSMA majors for the first time in HHS history. To say this class is talented is an understatement. We have untapped potential that is just beginning to blossom. Our futures are promising and our opportunities limitless. A wise person once said, "Today is a milestone. It tells you how far you've come. Keep learning, keep trying, keep accomplishing, and keep venturing on through your journey." I would now like to introduce the Salutatorian, also my cousin. I'm not quite sure yet which he is more proud of. John McLojak.
Good evening, everyone. My name is John McLojak, as you just heard, and as you can see on the program, I'm the Salutatorian of the class of 2022. You may see the word Salutatorian and think, wow, second best in his class. He must be a very hard worker and study often. But as of some of my peers can tell you, I'm quite the contrary. I'm a terrible procrastinator, consistently staying up into the early morning hours, finishing homeworks, labs, and any other schoolwork because I was too busy playing video games or watching YouTube. But luckily, I was blessed with some problem-solving skills and good test-taking skills, and a great memory. I think those are the three major skills contributing to my academic success. I was really lucky, and I didn't work nearly as hard as our valedictorian, who I'm going to speak loud about a little bit because I know he's not going to speak about himself. That's Nicholas Charles Oyer, also known as Nicky Chuck, as Mrs. Franklin nicknamed him. I was told this year that there was one of the widest margins in history, in Hornell High School history, by a valedictorian versus the rest of his class. I don't know what it says more about us or him. Is he a really hard worker, or is the rest of us lazy? Are the rest of us lazy? Clearly, we'll never know. But although he did get better grades than me, I got a 1460 on my SAT, which was, in fact, higher than his. But in all seriousness, Nick has always been there for me through thick and thin. He is one of, if not the hardest workers I have ever met, and is inspiration to me to always better myself. I also quickly want to give a thank you to him and some of my other friends, Jane, Juliet, Dylan, Marie, Maddie, and of course my cousin and lifelong friend Liza. Also thank you to Dominic for always understanding my SpongeBob references. I also want to thank my girlfriend Grace and her family. She's not sitting with our graduates as she's graduating with Alfred Alma tomorrow afternoon. Thank you, Grace, for being my rock, and thank you to all my friends for making my senior year a great experience. I wanted to keep this speech brief, but I would like to quickly, very quickly, run through some more thank yous and memories of our time together. Some of these may be more of an inside joke, so please bear with me. Mrs. Flynn, where do I even start? From me burning myself by grabbing a hot pipe on the first day of lab, to the story of Andrew Becker's turtle, to AP Chemistry only having 2 students during our hybrid learning year, to our end of the year movie celebration. Thank you for being a great teacher and someone who I can always trust to speak my mind to, especially with my gripes about unions. I also want to give a big thank you to Mr. Schramm for always noticing when I got a haircut. For whatever reason, no matter how small, he always noticed when I got a haircut. And it's the little things that really make me grateful for teachers here at HHS. Also a big thank you to my coaches throughout my time here at Hornell, Coach Kelleher, Coach Scholes, Dr. Meir, Coach Schwartz, and of course, Coach Warner. Though we may not have had the success we wish we had, thank you for making these last 2 years of football enjoyable. Even if I wish that you let me run the ball some more. Mr. Gaffney, thank you for being a great tennis coach and being a great guy to be around. I also thank you for telling me at the 6th grade moving up ceremony that you were, quote, looking forward to voting for me for president. Mr. Smith, thank you for teaching me how to do my taxes. Now I can't look back on high school and say, oh, they taught us how to do Pythagorean theorem, but not how to do taxes. Thanks to you, I can't say that. I also learned what SCUBA stands for, thanks to you. Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. I also want to thank you and Mr. Kelleher for being Academic All-Stars advisors. We didn't do as well as we hoped, but they always let us go to Arby's after our matches in Bath, and I was really grateful for that. I'd also like to thank the rest of the Social Studies Department for awarding me the Department Award this year. It was truly an honor. Dear Mr. Degatano, Mr. DeMarco, and the entirety of the English department, I would like to complain about something. I have not read the entirety of a novel in English class during my time here at HHS, other than George Orwell's 1984 and Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. SparkNotes is truly a lifesaver for all the others that I did not finish, or sometimes even start. As a class officer, I of course have to thank Mrs. Naska and Mrs. Spatulnik for the countless hours you have put into helping us have the best senior year we could have ever asked for. Thank you for keeping us officers in line to make sure fundraisers were being scheduled and carried out properly so that we could have an amazing senior trip. We wouldn't have so many amazing memories such as Binley Mega Chippy and Kyle's Parkour without your help. Thank you to Mrs. Franklin for giving me quite possibly the best nickname of my life, Johnny P. And for those of you who are in on it, you know what that nickname ultimately led to Dylan calling me. Sorry. Mrs. Franklin is also quite possibly the funniest teacher I have ever had. No offense to the rest of you. I could always look forward to calculus class. Yes, look forward to calculus class thanks to your humor. I also thank you for hosting our online coding class, which inspired me to pursue a computer science degree, as before this year I really had no idea what I wanted to do. As the president of the vocal music program, I couldn't stand up on this podium without mentioning Mr. Christopher John Van Leeuwen. Yes, I pulled out the middle name just because I can. CVL, thank you for everything you have done for myself and all of the other graduating choir members. Thank you for the passion, the inspiring moments, the occasional scoldings to keep us in check, and for the countless memories that I'll hold on to forever. Show and Jazz Choir on Tuesday nights from 6 to 9 p.m. for the last 5 years has been nothing short of amazing. That is also thanks to my fellow ensemble members. You guys put in the extra work week in and week out to produce great music this year, as well as all choir members, not just the select ensembles. Thank you all for the last 6 years, and thank you for the many gold awards we've taken home. I could continue on for a very long time about all employees at this school who have contributed to my success and all of our success. But as I said, I wanted to keep this brief. So I want to give an all-encompassing thank you to all teachers, faculty, and staff who work here who have made our high school experience a good one. Last, but certainly not least, I want to thank my parents, siblings, and all family members. And all family members, not just my relatives. Thank you for always pushing me to be a better son, brother, student, and man. You guys are the best family I could have ever asked for. I'm the 5th child in the family, so I imagine graduations have gotten quite boring, so I hope this speech made up for that. With that, I think that concludes my portion of the ceremony. Up next is the Hornell High School Graduation Choir with a performance of Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate the senior class of 2022. Proud of you guys all. My name is Jane Spatulnik, and this year I had the pleasure of being editor-in-chief of the 88th edition of the Maple Leaf Yearbook. I was honored to work with and beside an awesome advisor and dedicated staff who shaped this edition into an embodiment of the class of 2022. Every year, the senior class votes to select an individual from the faculty and staff of the Hornell City School District to dedicate the yearbook to. This year, we dedicated the yearbook to Mr. John Cardamone, who, although his time thus far and within our district has been short, his impact has been huge. John was born and raised in Hornell and is a 1995 Hornell High School graduate. During his time at HHS, he was a dedicated athlete on the football and baseball teams and a member of the student government. He went on to play baseball at SUNY Alfred and travel the U.S. He later completed his bachelor's at SUNY Cortland and began to teach physical education in Northern Virginia. There he met his wife, Deidre Cardamone, who he has been married to for 15 years and raised two amazing sons, Cody and Anthony. Throughout these life accomplishments, he has also continued to further pursue his higher education and earned more degrees from Virginia Tech and Niagara University. His amazing accolades eventually led him back to his hometown working at HHS, and we are forever thankful to have his passion for supporting students in our school. His ability to connect with students and mentor them throughout their high school journey has been an integral part of many students' time at HHS. Throughout his time at HHS and in high school, John earned the senior superlative of Best Smile in his class's edition of the Maple Leaf Yearbook. And anyone who has been graced with the joy of his smile or seen him in action at HHS knows that this great smile remains to this day. Seeing his passion and joy day in and day out has served as an inspiration to our senior class as we embark on our journey out into the new world. Thank you, Mr. Cardamone, for your dedication to our success and showing us what it looks like to love what you do. We see you, we appreciate you, and we will miss you greatly. Mr. John Cardamone.
Thank you, class of 2022. I can't say any more than that because it gets me every time that you think that highly of me, and I really appreciate it. On a separate note, in 2018, Hornell High School began a tradition of inviting an alumni who has walked the halls of HHS to deliver a message to our graduates. This evening, I'm very pleased to have Mr. Christopher Argentieri join us for some remarks. Chris Argentieri is the President and Chief Operating Officer of the Los Angeles Times newspaper. Overseeing all of its business operations, this esteemed paper has earned over 40 Pulitzer Prizes in its long history. Chris joined the company in late 2014, bringing over 20 years of media industry experience. Chris has led initiatives to extend the Times brand to additional platforms, including the Emmy Award-winning TV show, LA Times Today, and hit podcasts such as Man in the Window. Previously, Chris was the Chief Operating Officer and the President of the Enthusiast Network, one of the country's largest special interest media, which includes more than 75 publications, 100 websites, 800 branded products, and 50 annual events. Early in his career, Chris held a variety of operational roles at Hearst Magazine. Chris is a 1994 graduate of Hornell High School and participant on the football team here. He also probably is one of the funniest guys who walked through the halls of Hornell High School. He is a graduate at Alfred University and the son of Peggy and late Roger Argentieri. His brother Marco and sister Allison are also HHS grads. Chris and his wife Ainsley have two children, Henry, age 15, and Alice, who is 11. We welcome members of Chris's family here this evening. At this time, I am pleased to welcome back to HHS Mr. Christopher Argentieri.
Well, thank you to Mr. Cardamone and his amazing smile. And thank you to Principal Sanford and Superintendent Pilati for having me this evening, and also to Mrs. Nasca for helping to track me down, and of course, the class of 2022. This is really quite surreal for me, as I wasn't always the model student when I walked these hallowed halls. In fact, I should start by saying to any of my former teachers who may be in attendance tonight, I apologize. I mean, the behavior left a lot to be desired. When Tony first reached out to me, my initial thoughts were, could I possibly be that old? And followed quickly by, do they have the right sibling? See, I have an older brother, a much, much older brother, and a younger sister who both had far more storied stints at HHS than myself, but what can I tell you, you're stuck with me tonight. But really above all, this is an honor for me. I've always felt a special connection with this town and this school. Obviously it's my home, but as my kids will tell you, who tease me all the time, that I think of Hornell as the center of the universe, and that's true, I do. A big part of that connection is my family. My biggest hero in the world, my mother, lives here. She and my father were both members of family with 6 or 7 siblings, families that have been here more than a century. So when you get into the extended family, it runs a couple hundred deep as well. But beyond just my family, I grew up at a time here when you really did know everyone, or you knew of everyone. Somebody was a friend to someone, or someone was related to somebody. And not that I was always the easiest to get along with. As a young person, I was every bit as good at making enemies as I was friends, but I always felt looked out for here. Growing up, there was always somebody telling me, you could accomplish more if you worked harder, don't do this or do that. Really super annoying at the time, super appreciated today. When I was in school here, I wasn't the best student. My grades were fine, but my effort was less than exemplary. In fact, I found myself sleeping in class more than I was awake. I had a certain accounting teacher in, I think, my junior year, and on the first day of class, I went to do my normal thing and put my head down on my desk to go to sleep, and he, out of the blue, kicked the desk out from under me, caused this whole commotion, screaming and hollering that he'd heard about me and he wasn't going to let me sleep in his class. My first reaction was, I mean, that's a bit much. And also, it was really bothersome because the class I knew was going to be a bit boring and I wanted to sleep. The whole scene was mortifying and really pissed me off a bit. And since I couldn't sleep, I figured I was going to show this such and such what I could do. I went on, I did well in the class. I actually enjoyed it. And when I went on to college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I figured I want to be in business, but I didn't know what my major would be, and I picked accounting. And the first years of classes were all remarkably easy, all because of that one class here in Hornell. And had this teacher not taken the time to realize that I didn't need a lesson in accounting theory, I needed a kick in the ass. Who knows what would have worked out differently for me. And he was far from the only teacher or coach in this town that showed extra attention and showed they cared. He just happened to have a much more aggressive approach than most. After college, I moved to North Carolina with a group of my friends from Hornell. Or I guess I should just say my friends, because I really haven't met any new ones in the past 30 years. Shortly after moving to North Carolina, I met a girl. At the time, I was doing pretty well if I could get out of bed on time and make it to the bus to get to work without stealing one of my roommate's cars from the driveway. So I wasn't exactly thinking about a future or a relationship. But we dated for a while and things were going well, and I asked her to come home with me to Hornell for a wedding or something. And after a day of meeting about 1,000 members of my family, because as I mentioned, there's a few of us, none of them shy, we went out with friends after a night of, I'm sure, constant foolishness. She looked at me and said, "I love it here." And at that point, I knew we'd be together forever. Because, as I said, I only make major life decisions centered on the center of my universe here in Hornell. 20 years later, that girl is still the love of my life, my best friend, mother to our two amazing kids, Henry and Ellis. And I'm sure some of you are thinking how differently you may feel about your experiences here, but even if you don't recognize it today, this place, where you're from, will be a huge part of who you are forever. Its deep meaning to me was not just formed by good times, we had plenty of those, but also as a family who had difficult times as well. And it's all important, good and bad, it's all part of the recipe that makes us who we are. All the laughs, the true joy you get in a place like this, so familiar, so comfortable, it gives us all something to chase, to replicate again. And the tough times, I think we're lucky in times of tragedy. We find our heroes, those that can help guide us through difficult times and inspire us to do better. Very early in life, tough times showed us we had a hero in our mother who raised us on her own and is nothing if not an inspiration. An example, definitely a lot to live up to. I would say the three of us, my brother, sister, and I, are doing okay. She'd probably say we still have some work to do. The experience you have when you're younger, especially in a close-knit community like this, all the good things, all the bad, they leave you something to use later in life. When I was thinking about what I wanted to say here tonight, things I wish I knew when I was in the seat, you're all in tonight. A very long list came to mind, and unless you want me to take us to sunrise, I'm going to just touch on a couple. The first is to invest in real time in learning about people. You can acquire knowledge about all kinds of things. Some of you will go on to college, some of you may not. But regardless, we all have the ability to learn about those around us. I might have been an accounting major, but I use those skills very little in my job. In fact, I've used them very little in any job I've ever had. Same is true of science, math, English, the rest of it. What I use every day is what I've learned about people. And I find it constantly motivating that no matter how many people I meet, how many questions I ask, and how much I learn, the undeniable fact remains I know next to nothing, and there's always more to learn. I'm not sure there's anything more important to be curious about others. Find people who are different than you and ask them questions about their experiences, what interests them, and importantly, how you can help them, not how they can help you. Particularly when you all find yourselves working, regardless of what you choose to do, don't gravitate to those who you have the most in common with. Look for people, do the opposite, and look for those you're unsure about or even uncomfortable with, and I bet you'll find the most inspiring and productive personal relationships, professional relationships you'll have. I also think it's important to have a perspective on work since we're all going to have to do it. A lot of people say find something you love to do, and I absolutely agree with that statement, but it needs some context. I mean, when I was your age, people said find something you love to do. I want to play shortstop for the Yankees or be lead guitar player in a band. I have absolutely no talent, so that wasn't in the cards. Some of you may absolutely find something you love above everything else. You may be lucky enough to do that, but to be honest, most of us never will. That doesn't change the reality that we have to work, and you certainly can find a rewarding and a job you love. As I've gotten real older, I've realized it's just too easy to say, find something you love to do. That's the starting point, but I think what's more realistic is to find a purpose in what you do. It doesn't matter, you run a news organization, you work in a store, you're a teacher, lawyer, doctor, bus driver, all jobs have a meaningful purpose. If you pursue things for money, it's highly unlikely that'll result in a job you love. And if you just go to work to punch a clock, that's no way to live either, especially when you add up just how much of our lives we'll spend working. Think about when a job helps others. Good teachers don't teach to get paid, they teach to help kids. At the LA Times, we inform people by providing them the truth, and we hope it lets them live more productively. It applies to everything. Think of the impact Alstom here in Hornell has on transportation, the economy in some of this country's biggest cities, how important that is to people's livelihoods, or how many people are fed by shopping in a grocery store, or the profound impact any company in this town has on keeping it going. We'd all probably spend our days doing other things than working, but it's a fact of life. And you should absolutely find something you love to do, but if that doesn't happen exactly, Find a purpose in what you do that you can love. I'm so envious of every single one of you tonight. You're starting a fascinating journey. All the young women graduating tonight, you'll be the generation that shatters the ceiling once and for all, that elects our first female president, that sees the majority of women filling CEO jobs, board seats, running hospitals, universities, etc. We won't need terms like girl boss because no one will pay any attention to women filling any job in this country. And to all the young men, you shouldn't hear those words and be concerned about what that means for you. You have so much at your disposal. I know my son is so much smarter than I ever was, and his future will be determined only by what he puts into it, not something that can be taken away from him. Embrace and appreciate the women in your life. Mine has been defined by strong women around me who teach me something every day. My mother, my amazing sister, my sister-in-laws, my aunts, cousins, nieces, and of course my beautiful wife, and now my daughter, who runs the show and takes care of us all. As I said earlier, find differences in people and learn about them, learn what you can do to help each other. If I leave you with one thing, it's believe you are capable of great things. I'm no different than any one of you. We all come from this amazing place, and no matter what you think of it today, I'm telling you it's a great place to start. Thank you for having me tonight, and congratulations.
Thank you, Chris, for being here with us to celebrate the class of 2022 and for your insightful words. Chris, you may not remember your senior year words of wisdom in your yearbook. What a long, strange trip it's been. We're glad the trip brought you back to Hornell. A reminder to all of you, as we sit here on this beautiful but warm evening, there will be refreshments in the A gym after the ceremony, so we encourage you to come back in and have some punch and cookies when the ceremony concludes. I'd like to start with a few words about the class of 2022. 101 graduates will receive diplomas tonight. 32 of them have challenged themselves to earn a Regents diploma with advanced designation. 21 are honor graduates. 22 are members of the National Honor Society. 12 members of the National Art Honor Society. 9 are members of the New York State Business and Marketing Honor Society. 6 members of the BOCES National Technical Honor Society. 8 of our students have successfully completed 1 full year of college, that is 30 credits or more, through the Corning Community College ACE program. 3 of our students have received the prestigious Eagle Scout designation: James Davies, John Mikulojic, and Nicholas Oyer. 5 of the class of 2022 will be entering the military. Please stand as I call your name. Ray Acton, U.S. Air Force. Juliana Dennis, U.S. Marine Corps. Nicholas Hurlbert, National Guard. And Kaylin Young, Army Reserve. We thank you and we wish you well, and we appreciate your dedication to this country. This is a very well-rounded class for sure, and just to illustrate that, one more visual for you. Graduates, will you please stand if you were a member of student government, a club officer, a captain of a sports team, or if you balanced a job along with your school responsibilities. Congratulations. Thank you. We now come to the grant and scholarship presentations. Assisting with this part of our ceremony are 3 Hornell High School Alumni Association members: Kathy Potter Kimball, President of the Alumni Association, Angela Daniels Markle, Treasurer, and Molly Mahoney. If you would please come forward. Right over to the table. The Hornell High School Alumni Association has been a steadfast supporter of our HHS graduates for many years. This year, their investment in the graduates of this community has reached its highest total ever. With much gratitude, please join me in thanking the Alumni Association and each of their donors for their 2022 grant and scholarship contributions that total $153,895. So I will be calling up several groups of students to receive their awards. Audience, as I call each group forward, would you please hold your applause until all the awards have been announced to that group. Thank you. Would Juliet Marino, Caden Christ, Kaylin Young, and John Mikulojic please come forward. The Wilson W. Sick Jr. Class of 51 Memorial Grant is awarded in the amount of $10,000. This award goes to Juliet Marino. Juliet also receives the Class of 1982 Celebrating 40 Years Grant in the amount of $2,000, the Ernst H. Wyan Memorial Grant of $1,000, and the Class of 76 Grant of $750. A $6,000 grant is awarded in memory of Trooper Lawrence P. Gleason, Class of 91. This award goes to Caden Christ. Caden also receives a grant in aid of $1,000 and the Marion L. Brewer Jr. Class of 1955 Memorial Grant of $500. The Alumni Association awards a $4,500 grant in memory of Wilson Bill Sick, Class of 51. The recipient of this award is Kaylin Young. Kaylin also receives the Rudolph and Grace Schneider Memorial Grant in the amount of $1,000. And a $5,000 grant in memory of Thelma Tolly McCarthy Pelch, Class of 44, goes to John Mikulojic. John is also receiving the Charles J. Gialanza Class of 40 Memorial Grant of $1,000 and a $500 grant from the Hornell Association. Congratulations to all of you. Would Liza Fleitz, Jeremiah Howard, Madison Ling, Kenneth Robinson, Emily Smith, and Daniel Sisko please come forward. The Hornell community was saddened in this past year with the death of many dedicated and beloved school district educators. They are honored now with alumni grants in their memory. A $3,500 grant is being awarded to Liza Fleitz in memory of elementary teacher Patricia Tiger Mellenbacher Moore, Class of 1978. Liza also receives the $1,000 memorial grant given by the family of longtime math teacher Gordon Schiller. A $3,500 grant in memory of former Hornell High School English teacher Josie Ciangalini goes to Jeremiah Howard. Jeremiah is also receiving the Class of 1972 grant of $750, celebrating 50 years. A grant of $3,500 in memory of longtime speech and hearing teacher Natalie Wyand is awarded to Madison Ling. Maddie also receives the Meyer Class of 42 and Margaret Peg Spatulnik Memorial Grant given by Daniel Class of 83 and Vanessa Johnson Spatulnik Class of 92 and children in the amount of $1,000. Peg was a longtime high school science teacher. Maddie, you are also awarded the Carl Tim Kerr 73 Memorial Grant of $1,500 given by Susan Kerr Potter Class of 77. A $3,500 grant is awarded in memory of longtime Hornell High School math teacher Vernon S. Tenney, Jr. This award goes to Kenneth Robinson. Kenny also receives the William, Class of 37, and Grace Coogan Daly, Class of 41, Memorial Grant of $500. A $3,500 grant in memory of longtime high school English teacher Donald G. Crosby, Class of 50, goes to Emily Smith. Emily also receives the Barbara Wyand Miles Class of 43 Art Scholarship Memorial Grant of $1,000, the Leslie Gray Memorial Grant of $1,000 in memory of longtime Hornell High School English and German teacher Les Gray, and the Class of 1976 grant of $750. A $3,500 grant in memory of longtime Hornell High School physics teacher Lance Lefferts is awarded to Daniel Sisko. Dan also receives a Class of 1972 Celebrating 50 Years grant of $750. Congratulations. Would James Davies, Dylan Harwood, Marie Iene, Anna Updike, and Erica Welch please come forward? James Davies is receiving a $3,000 grant in memory of Dr. Virginia T. Evelyn Shepard Scotty, Class of 1977, and a $1,000 grant in memory of Joseph, Class of 46, and Pauline Van Gorder Picarillo, Class of 45, given by their daughters Linda, Class of 68, and Karen, Class of 71. A $3,000 grant in memory of former school board member Paul E. McEnany, Class of 1973, goes to Dylan Harwood. Dylan also receives the Jerry D. Getman 65 Memorial Grant of $1,000. A $1,000 grant in memory of Meyer, Class of 42, and Margaret Peg Spatulnik, given by Daniel, Class of 83, and Vanessa Johnson Spatulnik, Class of 92, and children, along with the $500 William 37 and Grace Coogan Daly 41 Memorial Grant. To Marie Iene, the Henry Gunther Class of 28 grant of $2,000, and the Class of 1965 grant of $500. A second Henry Gunther 28 grant of $2,000 goes to Anna Updike. Anna also receives the $1,000 Mildred A. McEnany Memorial Grant given by her children Jack, Class of 72, Paul, Class of 73, Eileen, 75, and Mark, 79. Anna receives the Class of 1951 grant of $975 in memory of deceased classmates, along with the Joseph Gans 73 Memorial Grant of $300. Erica Welch receives the W.N. and Mildred Clark Pryor Memorial Grant in the amount of $2,000 and the Catherine Kathy Bozzard Class of 71 Memorial Grant of $1,000. Congratulations to all of you. Would Jane Spatulnik, Jaden Brock, Christian Babcock, Sadie Deal, and Colin McComsky please come forward? To Jane Spatulnik go the following awards. The Zachary D. Smith 08 Memorial Grant of $4,000. The Stephen G. Terry Class of 77 Memorial Grant in the amount of $2,000. The Francis Dye Class of 36 and Yolanda P. Hogan Memorial Grant of $1,000 given by children and grandchildren. The Thomas Moretti Class of 64 Memorial Grant of $1,000 given by his siblings Margaret Class of 65, James 68, Michael 70, Donald Class of 74, and Gina 82. The Class of 65 and the Class of 66 grants in the amount of $500 each, and a Hornell Association grant of $500. To Jaden Brock, a Hornell Merchants grant of $2,325, and the Adam Class of 47 and Martha Marty Schultz Davidson 47 Memorial Grant of $1,000. To Christian Babcock, a Class of 71 grant in the amount of $1,000, a grant in aid of $1,000, and the Bill G. Connors Class of 59 Memorial Grant of $500 given by his children. To Sadie Deal go the following awards. Class of 1997 grant in the amount of $1,500 celebrating 25 years and in memory of deceased classmates. The Class of 72 grant of $750 celebrating 50 years, and the Mick Palmisano Class of 90 Memorial Spirit Award of $500 given by his parents Michael and Susie, both Class of 1962. To Colin McComsky, a $1,000 Matthew Class of 42 and Jean Griffin Degatano 42 Memorial Grant given by Dennis, class of 67, and Linda DeGaetano O'Brien, 67, Bridget O'Brien, class of 96, and Cynthia DeGaetano Schulteis, class of 66. Colin also receives the Fagnan Family Class of 1959 grant of $1,000, the Class of 1972 Celebrating 50 Years grant of $750, and the Kurt Bertram 99 Memorial Grant of $500. Congratulations. Would Malin Harwood, Delia Logan, Vincent McEnany, Dominic Nasca, and Nick Oyer please come forward? Malin Harwood receives a $1,000 grant in aid, a Class of 72 grant of $750 celebrating 50 years. The Henry Hank Giglio Memorial Grant of $500 given by Clarence and Debbie of Bradley Supply. The Thomas M. Foreman Memorial Grant of $500. To Delia Logan go a $2,000 Special Donors Memorial Grant in memory of David Gray. The Richard Dick K. Young Class of 45 Memorial Grant of $500. The Class of 41 Grant in memory of Carl G. Smith for $500. To Vincent McEnany, a Matthew 42 and Jean Griffin DeGaetano 42 Memorial Grant of $1,000 given by Dennis 67 and Linda DeGaetano O'Brien 67, Bridget O'Brien 96, and Cynthia DeGaetano Schulteis Class of 66. Vincent is also awarded the Esther McEnany Memorial Grant given by family and friends in the amount of $500, the Richard Harris II Class of 2000 Memorial Grant of $250, and the Eggman Family Grant of $300. Dominic Nasca receives the following Alumni Association awards. The John L. Miles Alfred University Science Scholarship Memorial Grant of $1,000. The Poulos and Roselle Scholarship Grant of $1,000. A grant in aid of $1,000. The Class of 1965 Grant of $500. The Bessie Ellis Kelleher Memorial Grant of $500, and the 2022 Zachary D. Smith Class of 08 Athletic Award in the amount of $500. And to Nicholas Oyer, the Robert C. Young Class of 39 Scholarship Grant of $1,000 given by the family. The $1,000 Kathleen Kate Hillman Class of 81 Memorial Grant given by Rosemary Hillman Walton Class of 55, and Mary R. Walden. The past president of the HHS Alumni Association, Robert C. Hillman, Class of 25, Memorial Grant of $1,000 given by Rosemary Hillman Walton, Class of 55. The Zachary D. Smith 08 Memorial Grant of $500 given by family, friends, and classmates, and a Hornell Association grant of $500. Congratulations. Would Ian Ashworth, Gabrielle Bailey, Griffin Baker, Cassidy Cook, and Tegan Dorley please come forward? The Terry Bertram Class of 68 and Kurt M. Bertram Class of 99 Memorial Grant of $1,000 is given by Janet Bertram Rogers Class of 70, Mark Bertram Class of 94, and Tracy, Jack, Alex, and Luke Bertram. This is awarded to Ian Ashworth. Ian is also receiving a Class of 1972 grant of $750 celebrating 50 years and a $500 Maple City Development Corporation grant. Gabrielle Bailey receives the following grants. The Class of 1956, celebrating 66 years, grant of $1,000 in memory of 103 deceased classmates. The Galadio Family Grant of $650 given by Michael Galadio and Patricia Shaw. The Dr. Richard A. Johnson Class of 40 Memorial Grant of $500 and a Hornell Association grant of $500. To Griffin Baker, a $1,000 BOCES grant in memory of Josephine Josie Cartella Brown, Class of 1960. Griffin also receives a Jack R. Kerr Jr. Class of 66 Memorial Grant of $1,500 given by Susan Kerr Potter, 77, and a Class of 1972 celebrating 50 years grant of $570 in memory of George Olix. Cassidy Cook is awarded the $1,500 Helen J. Weaver Kerr Class of 1945 Memorial Grant of $1,500 given by Susan Kerr Potter, Class of 77. Cassidy also receives a Class of 1972 grant of $500 celebrating 50 years, and the Mary Frances McKevitt Clancy Class of 48 Memorial Grant of $300 given by her children. To Tegan Dorley, a Hornell Merchants Grant valuing $2,325. Tegan also receives a $1,000 David Gray Memorial Grant given by Penny Sherburne Gray, Class of 82. This is awarded to a student who has a strong work ethic, exceptional moral character, and a history of volunteering at the Hornell YMCA. Tegan also receives the James Walton Class of 54 Memorial Grant in the amount of $350. Congratulations. Would Olivia Evans, Michael Kilsdonk, Natalie Fortuna, Cullen Haley, and Ayla Pryor please come forward? To Olivia Evans go the following grants. A Class of 1956 grant celebrating 66 years of $1,000 in memory of 103 deceased classmates. The Colleen Harold Class of 99 Memorial Grant of $500, a grant in aid of $500, and the Martha Ann Walden Reardon Class of 57 Memorial Grant of $350. To Michael Kilsdonk, a BOCES grant of $1,000 in memory of Anita Ann Maddie Schick, Class of 1946. Mike also receives the Floyd 37 and Vincina Degatano Dodd Class of 43 Memorial Grant of $750, given by daughters Kathleen Dodd Sibelbrin, Class of 67, Christine Dodd Pentinelli, Class of 70, and Mary Kay Dodd George, Class of 76, as well as the Maple City Lions Club grant of $250. Natalie Fortuna is awarded the $1,000 Andrea Spook Testani Gordon Class of 86 Memorial Grant, a $1,000 grant in aid, and the Fawcett Family Grant of $650 given by Michael Galadio and Patricia Shaw. And to Cullen Haley, the Shaw Family Grant of $1,000, a $750 Class of 72 grant celebrating 50 years, and a grant in aid of $500. To Ayla Pryor, a Special Donors Memorial Grant in the amount of $2,000 in memory of Margaret Mary Peg McDermott. Ayla also receives a $750 Class of 1972 grant celebrating 50 years. Congratulations. Would Andrew Hoyt, Serene Johnson, Matthew McKee, Troy O'Brien, and Megan Spangenberg please come forward? Andrew Hoyt is receiving the Donald Cox Class of 1962 Memorial Grant of $1,500 given by his family, along with the William Bill Young Class of 41 Memorial Grant of $500. To Serene Johnson, the Kathy Facina Terrell Saltzman Class of 66 Memorial Grant of $1,000, given by Dr. and Mrs. Salvatore Facina, and as well as the Jovina Testani Class of 74 Memorial Grant of $1,000. Matthew McKee is awarded the Natalie Ann Wyan Class of 50 Memorial Grant of $1,000, given by family and friends, a $750 Class of 1977 Celebrating 50 Years grant, and a $300 John Spider Andrews 48 Pals for Life Memorial Grant. To Troy O'Brien, the Sylvester and Marceline Brewer Sirianni Class of 46 Memorial Grant of $750, given by Stanley H. Class of 65 and Joanne Sirianni Cohn Class of 66, along with a $750 Class of 72 grant celebrating 50 years and a Bullfrog construction grant valuing $500. Megan Spangenberg is awarded an Alumni Association grant in aid of $1,000. Congratulations to this last group of Alumni Award recipients. You may be seated. To Angela, Kathy, and Molly, and to the entire Alumni Association, the deepest thanks of this class and the Hornell community to you, and to the donors that have so generously contributed to those awards. To all here tonight, please join me in appreciation for the Alumni Association's tireless dedication to the graduates of HHS. And now our local scholarship awards, which will be given out by Mrs. Allison and Mrs. Kramer. Community Bank continues to strongly support our graduating seniors, awarding a total of 12 scholarships this evening, totaling $102,000. We are grateful for this generous scholarship outreach by Community Bank. Tonight, 3 seniors are receiving Elizabeth Rose Bish Memorial Scholarships in the amount of $10,000 each. Will these recipients please come forward to accept these awards? Natalie Fortuna, Dominic Nasca, and Nicholas Oyer. Natalie also receives the Hornell Paraprofessional Association Scholarship of $100. Dominic also receives a Hornell Educators Association Scholarship of $400, the New York State Education Department Academic Excellence Award of $500, and the Hornell American Legion Post 440 grant of $500. Nick also receives the Noise Health Auxiliary Update of $1,750, the $1,000 Harvey E. Anderson Scholarship, the Livingston County Athletic Association Award of $250, the Section 5 Football Award of $250, and the Southern Tier Running Club Award of $500. Would the following students please join Natalie, Dominic, and Nick? Marie Iene, Dylan Harwood, Malin Harwood, Colin McCumsky, Ayla Pryor, and Kenneth Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, the 9 students before you are all recipients of the Gunther Scholarship from Community Bank in the amount of $8,000 each. In addition, Colin McCumsky receives the Jack Lacey Youth Award valued at $2,500. To Kenneth Robinson go a Kiwanis Club grant of $1,000, the Stephen G. Terry Track and Field Award of $500, and a Hornell Educators Association Scholarship of $400. Nicholas Oyer also receives the New York State Education Department Academic Excellence Award of $1,500, the Women of the Moose Chapter 620 and Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge 210 Award of $1,000, the Hornell American Legion Post 440 Award of $500, and the Joseph Ferrioli Science and Humanitarian Award given by the Community Foundation of the Elmira Corning area in the amount of $225, and a Hornell Educators Association Scholarship of $400. Congratulations to all of you. You may be seated. Our sincere thanks to Community Bank and to these fine community organizations for their scholarship support. Will the following students please come forward? Ian Ashworth, Gabrielle Bailey, Griffin Baker, Madison Ling, Juliet Marino, and James Batolnik. Each of these students is receiving a Hornell Educators Association Award. To Ian Ashworth, a $200 grant. To Gabrielle Bailey, a $400 grant. To Griffin Baker, a $200 grant. To Madison Ling, a $400 grant. Maddie is also awarded an Ask Me Local 2567 grant of $500. To Juliet Marino, a $400 grant. Juliet is also receiving a $100 grant from the Hornell Paraprofessional Association and a $250 award from the Ladies' Ancient Order of the Hibernians. To Jane Spatulnik, a $400 grant. Jane is also awarded a Kiwanis Club grant of $1,000, a Ronald McDonald Award of $1,000, the James J. Dagan Jr. Award of Excellence of Character from the Hornell Athletic Booster Club and the Dagan family in the amount of $500, a Southern Tier Running Club Award of $500, a Spring Section 5 Softball Award of $250. Congratulations. Would Christian Babcock, Abigail Cornish, James Davies, and Delia Logan please come forward? The Twin Hickory Junior Golf Scholarship of $500 in memory of Gerard Buzz Connors goes to Christian Babcock. The HHS Class of 77, celebrating 45 years, awards a $1,000 award to Abigail Cornish. James Davies receives a $600 award from the New York State Correctional Officers and Police Benevolent Association. To Delia Logan is awarded a Woman of the Moose Chapter 620 and Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge 210 grant of $1,000. Congratulations. Would Vincent McEnany, John Michalojak, Anna Updike, and Kaylin Young please come forward? Vincent McEnany receives the following awards: the Ladies Ancient Order of the Hibernians grant of $250, the G. Carducci Lodge Award of $250, the District 6 Federal Credit Union Award of $500, and a Women of the Moose Chapter 620 and a Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge 210 Award of $1,000. To John Michalojak go a Servview Federal Credit Union Scholarship of $100 and a New York State Education Department Academic Excellence Award in the amount of $500. Anna Updike is awarded a G. Carducci Lodge Award of $250. To Kaylin Young goes the Alfred Hornell American Association of University Women grant of $100 and a New York State Education Department Academic Excellence Award in the amount of $500. Thank you. You may be seated. Congratulations. A huge thank you and another round of applause, please, to our local scholarship donors for their generosity to the class of 2022. Local scholarships this year reached an outstanding total of $128,000, and so scholarships in total to this class of 2022 reached $282,000. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce Student Body President and Senior Class Co-Treasurer Nicholas Oyer to deliver the valedictorian address.
I'm not gonna lie, I am so hungry right now. I totally should have listened to my dad and taken that piece of pizza. More on parental advice in a moment. So good evening. For those of you who don't know me, like Mrs. Sanford said, my name is Nick Oyer, and the reason I'm in front of you tonight is because somehow I managed to do well on a few tests and actually turn in my homework on time, which was extremely helpful. So John talked a little bit about me in his speech, and I'm super thankful for that, because John and I have been best friends for the longest time, longer than I can remember, and I would not be up here without John. For some reason, he has been blessed with an incredible ability to pick up everything in class. He brings up things from like 6th grade that none of us remember, but somehow he can remember them. And so I don't know how many times I would go to John and be like, hey, can you explain this to me? I really need your help. I don't understand this. And if it weren't for him, I would not have gotten the good grades that I did. And so for him, I'm super thankful. So now, before I proceed with an incredible speech that I am certain you will all remember for the rest of your life, and of course refer to whenever you need advice to live said life, I'm going to clarify that's purely satirical. My goal is to just not bore you, but looking amongst the graduates, I can see that's already not possible. So I'd like to thank the numerous people who've helped me stand where I stand tonight, as well as the graduates you see before you. I certainly did not get here alone, and it starts with my two wonderful parents, and this is where that parental advice portion comes in. So my mom and dad have given me every opportunity to be successful, not only in my educational and athletic endeavors, but in life as well. Mom and Dad, while we do not always agree and we sometimes fight, I promise that I take what you say to heart and understand that you are only looking out for me. I've been so blessed to have you as my parents, and I'm so thankful for all that you have taught me and provided me over the years. So, to all the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and other parental figures out there, thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. And yes, you may annoy us, we may get frustrated, but I promise we always take what you say to heart. To my grandparents, my aunt and uncle, my cousins, and other extended family, similar to my parents, I don't think a mere thank you would suffice for all that you've given me over the years. While I can't thank you enough now, I hope that someday, through all that I do, and all those I hopefully have the chance to help, I hope I can show just how thankful I am through giving others the love and help you gave me. To my brother Matt, while we did not always get along, you made me who I am today. Your constant competitiveness not only made me a better athlete, scholar, and teammate, but a better person and a better man. Thank you for everything you've done for me. I'll always love you for it. To the Grigg family, thank you for supporting me in all that I do and allowing me to be a part of your life. To Ainsley, thank you for being my biggest supporter, my best friend, and a lighthouse when the seas were the darkest. To my coaches, teachers, bosses, and other mentors, thank you for challenging me to be the best I can be and pushing me towards success in all that I do. I told Superintendent Pilati last week that I'm so thankful for all those who have helped me in my time here in Hornell. Everyone deserves a piece of not just the success I have had, but the success that all of these graduates you see before you today have had, and the success they will surely all continue to have. To my favorite athletic director, thank you for keeping me humble, giving me confidence when I needed it, and giving me some of the best life advice I've ever received. To Mrs. Wendy Steicher for her endless efforts and wisdom that gave me the best chance at getting into Princeton. And one final thank you goes to my friends, my second family. I love you guys more than I could tell you. You made the tough times easier and the good times all that much better. You all found a way to tear me down while also building me right back up again. It built some serious character. If you asked, Mrs. Flint would tell you that our group of friends is the most unique she's had. We love each other so much that we actually tear each other down more than we build each other up. But instead of getting offended, we often just dish it right back to each other, which always creates some eventful times in classes. We're always there for each other, and we love each other like a family. So to you guys, I'm forever grateful for getting me not just high school, but life as well. And with that, I'd also like to thank Mrs. Flint for giving John and I our idea for a Val-Sal picture. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's probably John and I's greatest piece of work to date, and it commemorates the amazing movie Step Brothers. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching it. And to end senior year with one last picture, I would like to invite John back to the podium briefly to take another picture of the entire senior class.
It's a .5 pick. You'll all be in it. Don't worry. Looks great.
So with the thank yous out of the way, I'd like to start the second half of the speech with the wise words of my classmate, Kyle Sledgehammer McGregor. Let's parkour this, bro. While the sun is slowly setting on our senior year, I have a few parting words to give the graduates and all those willing to listen. When I began writing this speech, it all came very easily to me. I knew what I wanted to say, I knew who I wanted to address, and I knew what I wanted to accomplish. I ended up writing that speech about 3 months ago, and it was hands down the worst piece of writing I have ever done. The English department would be absolutely ashamed. And I realized that it was all wrong. It didn't convey what I wanted it to, and it didn't address those I wanted to address, and I just wasn't sure how to write it anymore. I thought, and I often stated to people, how am I supposed to give a speech to a bunch of 18-year-olds, to a bunch of my friends? I can't impart great wisdom on them. I'm the same age and have had largely the same experiences. I can't talk about the great memories because I'd probably start crying and I wouldn't be able to read off the paper. But one night, laying in bed, it all came full circle. I knew what I wanted to talk about: dreams, goals, and work ethic. That's what got us all here. Beginning in either 7th or 8th grade, I set out to achieve the goal of becoming valedictorian. It became the dream of becoming valedictorian. 6 years later, I'm standing in front of you having achieved that dream. And then during my sophomore year of high school, my dad gave me a Princeton sweatshirt for my 16th birthday. And attaining admission into Princeton became another goal of mine, a goal that overlapped with my goal of becoming valedictorian. And for about 2 years, I never wore that sweatshirt in public, as I'd always promised myself I'd wear it when I got in. And I did, I wore it. And I guess what I'm trying to say is kids, and more so teenagers, generally have an incredible knack for dreaming big. Whether it be playing a professional sport, owning a really expensive car, or being it's can attest to as little girls. Whatever it may be, that knack for dreaming tends to disappear over the years, and we all slowly slip into the inevitable abyss of living our daily lives, day in and day out, the exact same boring way. Many people give up dreaming for a more suitable or realistic way of living, be it a better paycheck or maybe more time off. The problem is, in giving up dreaming, we also give up the pursuit of things that will truly make us happy. Now, I know this part of the speech has thus far been kind of sad and lowly, but I guess in the end, I'm trying to say that dreams drive us to be better people and live our lives to the fullest. They keep us humble and give us something to look forward to, something to keep our arms extended, reaching for that green light. For those of you who don't know, that's a reference from The Great Gatsby, You're Welcome, Mr. Degg. So, you are all I'm sure wondering when this is going to begin. Well, whether you liked me through high school or not, I hope these last words can mean something to you as we all leave here tonight. While many of whose opinions don't matter will qualify your success by your monetary wealth, your material possessions, such as an award or the car you drive, these things will never make you happy, nor will it define your success in the eyes of those who truly love you. Instead, as someone once said, the judgment of your success should come from the people whose lives you've touched and the happiness of those around you. Not the number in your bank account, but the number of people you've had the chance to help. And while you may fall short of your dreams, one quote from John Wooden sums up how to deal with failure. Things turn out best for the people who make the best of the way things turn out. You may achieve your dream and realize that it's not actually what you wanted. It's not everything that you thought it would be. It's not the be-all, end-all. But if you make the best out of the way things turned out, you might just find another dream along the way to live that will fulfill you for the rest of your life. And remember, it costs nothing to be nice to one another. Class of 2022, we've always had big dreams. Keep dreaming, keep reaching toward that green light, and above all else, love each other. Friendship, unity, charity, and dreaming are 4 qualities that must never fade from the fabric of American society. They will guide you to happiness. It is our duty to further spread these values to all those we have a chance to interact with. While we live in one of the most divided times in American history, each one of us can slowly turn the tide by simply giving back, uniting those around us for a common good, sowing friendships that will last a lifetime, and of course, dreaming a better life for ourselves and our children. Thank you again to all those who have had a hand in what we've done. Your sacrifices and endless support have helped us achieve success we never thought possible. Congratulations, class of 2022. I know you will all do great things. I know you will all chase your dreams endlessly. I wish you all the best of luck, and again, success is not determined by the wealth you accumulate, nor the social status you achieve, but by your happiness and the happiness you produce in those around you. And as a thank you and a farewell to Hornell High School, I'm ending this speech by revealing what will be the gift donated by the class of 2022. Instead of donating a 10,000 concrete pole that we've made fun of for years, the class of 2022 would like to donate $2,000 to begin a scholarship fund in the amount of $500 to a worthy student each year for the next 4 years. And this will begin with the class of 2023. We feel, as officers, when we decided this, or felt, excuse me, that this will leave a lasting legacy for our class and remind future students of the values expressed in the speech by providing a small amount of money to help them further chase their dreams, and also express the values that we've all tried to live by throughout the years. And with that, this is my final congratulations to the best class of students ever. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2022. It is now my honor to introduce Superintendent Pilati for the presentation of diplomas. At this time, I'd like to take a pause in memory of 2 members of the class of 2022 who are no longer with us. Please take a moment in memory of Cohen Moore and Jamie Travis. Thank you. The students seated before us have met the requirements for high school graduation, as set forth by the New York State Board of Regents, as well as the Hornell City School District Board of Education, and are entitled to the benefits thereof to receive their academic diplomas. It is my honor to present to you the Hornell High School graduating class of 2022. Education President, Mrs. Jessica Hess, Vice President, and board members Dr. Uzma Mir, Mr. Christopher Clark, Mr. Joseph Liberto, and Mr. James Marino. Please join us in the presentation of the diplomas.
Nicholas Charles Oyer, Regents Mastery in Math and Science. Lily Marie Adams, Regents Diploma. Marie Rose Aini, Regents Diploma with Advanced Designation with Honors, Mastery in Math. Cameron Sky Amplet, Regents Diploma. Ian Patrick Ashworth, Regents Diploma with Advanced Designation. Gabrielle Marsha Lynn Bailey, Regents Diploma. Dylan Cameron Coots, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Abigail Helen Cornish, Regents Diploma with Advanced Designation, Mastery in Math. James Tiberius Davies, Regents Diploma with Advanced Designation. Serenity Rain Dalia, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Tegan Kathleen Dorley, Regents Diploma with Advanced Designation. Mason Michael Drew, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Olivia Catherine Grace Evans, Regents Diploma with Advanced. Liza Grace Flights, Designation, Mastery in Science. Natalie Ann Fortuna, Regents Diploma with Advanced Designation, Mastery in Math and Science.
Barbara Lynn Edwards, Regents Diploma. Michaela Ann Ebbingham, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Hunter Michael Fox, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Caleb Roger Galloway, Regents Diploma with Advanced Designation. Kiera Louise Mona Halbert, Regents Diploma. Cullen Tucker Haley, Regents Diploma. Dawn Marie Hawks, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Haley Marie Henshaw, Regents Diploma. Jeremiah Dwight Howard, Regents Diploma. Andrew Joseph Hoyt, Regents Diploma. Elizabeth Amaris Hutchins, Regents Diploma. Cameron Daniel Heyer, Regents Diploma. Noah Matthew Jenkins, Regents Diploma. Thomas Robert Jimerson, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Noah Ryan Kratz, Regents Diploma. Heaven Lee Landries, Regents Diploma. Josiah Matthew Linehan, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Colin Daniel McCumsky, Regents Diploma with Advanced Designation. Kyle James McGregor, Regents Diploma. Matthew Randall McKee, Regents Diploma. Lily Rose Mead, Regents Diploma. Alex Martin Miller, Regents Diploma with Advanced Designation with CTE endorsement. Colin Patrick Murphy, Regents Diploma. Jason Robert Myers, Local Diploma. Hannah Quinn Newark, Regents Diploma. Troy Thomas Robert O'Brien, Regents Diploma. Matthew Michael Donnelly, Certificate of Completion. Joshua Damon Plank, Regents Diploma. Hannah Rose Price, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Cody Lane Rikowski, Regents Diploma with Advanced Designation with CTE endorsement. Patrick Allen Robords, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Megan Joy Spangenberg, Regents Diploma. Desiree Alexis Stever, Regents Diploma. Alyssa Nicole Stone, Regents Diploma. Dylan R. Stewart, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Chloe Jewel Schott, Certificate of Completion. Jacqueline Celeste Schott, Certificate of Completion. Brianna Nicole Turner, Regents Diploma. Cyrus Dolly R. Valentine, Regents Diploma. Atticus Van Wagner, Regents Diploma. Malaya M. Wright, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Madeline Margaret Zangi, Regents Diploma with CTE endorsement. Patrick Lee William Chucky, Regents Diploma. Yeah, I see that. Congratulations to all of our seniors. Would you please all stand for the singing of the Hornell High School Alma Mater? You can find the words on the back of your program.
No, they were
Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the Hornell High School graduated class of 2022. At this time, I invite Juliet Marino, Secretary of the Class of 2022, to come to the podium with some words of farewell. There you go.
Hello everyone, my name is Juliet Marino. I'm the Secretary of the Class of 2022. I wanted to extend my congratulations to my classmates. We made it. I'm so proud of us. As we say farewell, I would like to take this opportunity to thank staff members who made this ceremony happen tonight. Thank you for organizing this amazing celebration. Thank you to our teachers and administrators for your wisdom and never-ending dedication. You have guided us here today in this very moment to make us ready and prepared to take on life's new chances. Finally, a special thank you to our parents, our first teachers. Thank you for your continued love, patience, and support. As this chapter comes to a close, I look back on my experience at HHS. I remember coming into 7th grade, I was terrified, but excited, because I knew I would meet many people and create new memories I'll never forget. Throughout high school, I got to do exactly that. The relationships I have formed, I hold dear to my heart. I believe I speak for everyone when I say that this goodbye is very difficult, but it opens new doors and creates new chances. Let's fill this next chapter of our lives with hope, hard work, and creativity. And remember, the bad news is time flies fast, but the good news is you're the pilot. I wish my fellow classmates the best of luck. Thank you.
take this rubber band off?
You can just slide that down below it. You know how it is getting hot.
There we go.
Just slide that below it. Incorporate the rubber band. That works too. Here, take that off.
No, take it off. Man's fine. It's on.
Yeah.
Then I do this.
Yep.
this fella. That belongs to Mr. Hopper.